even more complicated ideas. Who's heard of AlphaGo? Okay. So AlphaGo is a computer program that plays this game, Go. Go is the most complicated board game in the world. Up until AlphaGo came along, we weren't even close to having a computer beat the best people in the world at AlphaGo. Google invested a bunch of money in 2015 and set up a 1,000 CPU cluster with a bunch of graphics cards and everything else. It took a lot of engineers' time and figured out how to beat people at Go. That's a really long feedback loop before you figure out if anyone cares if you can beat people at a board game. Now, I don't have an example of how someone did that, but I do have one for chess. So chess is actually a pretty simple game to solve. You can get an open source chess playing program that will play better than you. And so let's say you wanted to start a chess website. You could do that today without spending much money. In 1770, you couldn't do that. There weren't computers or, never mind, open source chess programs. But this guy here, Wolfgang von Kempelen, after being challenged by a peer in royal court in Austria, I think, came back the next time the court got together with this machine. The machine was called the Turk. And what it was kind of this mannequin with a chessboard and a bunch of pieces, and you'd set it up, and he'd open everything up so you could see all the gears and the inner workings inside. And then he would challenge anyone that wanted to play to come over and play, and they'd make a move, and then this little mannequin would kind of robotically move a piece in response and beat everyone that had played. And this was 1770. So people were just astounded. How did this person do this? Well, it turns out Wolfgang did what today we would call a concierge MVP. Has anyone heard concierge MVP? What a concierge MVP is, now, if you have a really hard problem to solve, and you're pretty sure you can solve it, but it's going to take a lot of money and engineers to solve it, the best thing to do is to put a human behind your website and have them do all the work first. So Wolfgang actually had a small chess master hiding inside of his box that was doing all the manipulation. Yep.
Everybody know MVP, minimum viable product.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. And so in that way, now this wasn't Wolfgang's goal, but I think there's a good lesson to be learned here that if you have a really hard problem to solve and you say the only way I can do this is by building something large, particularly online, you're much better off putting a front up, having that go over email or some other means to a real human person, because we'll be able to do things at low scale much faster than we can get a computer to do it. And just fake out the whole process until you know that your users actually care and that the hard thing, if we do it, is still worthwhile. So.